Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Smith and today I'm going to be giving another speech. When thinking about why a college may accept you, what do you think about? Do you think about how good your transcript may look? Do you think about how you might get accepted based off the effort your family members have put in? Or do you think about race? Now, that last question might be a little controversial, especially now. Around the US, there are many concerns surrounding a law that deals with the term known as affirmative action. There are those who believe affirmative action was a good thing, while others believed it was unfair. Despite that, this speech is not about my own personal opinions on the matter, but about what affirmative action is, how it affected people, and why it is a big deal now. Affirmative action is the practice or policy of favoring individuals belonging to groups regarded as disadvantaged or subject to discrimination. According to the American Association for Access, Equity, and Diversity, titled History of Affirmative Action, which was last updated in 2023, affirmative action was ordered in 1961 by John F. Kennedy to ensure that applicants were treated equally with regard to race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. This order was put into law by 1964, helping multiple minorities have higher chances of getting jobs. This law would also inspire others to push for diversity, increasing the amount of color representation in schools, labor forces, even governmental positions. Despite that, this law would cause many issues in the future. Even though this law was used to help increase diversity, there were some who saw it as simply unfair. The main place of annoyance was not the workforce, but it was actually schools. There were people who believed it was unfair to put people of color into schools based just off their race. Due to these feelings of anger, laws weren't necessarily changed, but they were modified. According to the NPR titled Supreme Court Guts Affirmative Action, effectively ending race conscious admissions, updated on June 29, 2023, so like this past week, the Supreme Court effectively ended race conscious admission programs at colleges and universities across the entire country. This caused an automatic division between the people of the United States. Not only was another law put into place, but it was for equality to make school grounds fair. Some automatically rebelled against this ruling that the Supreme Court made. And they posted multiple videos on social media expressing their feelings. Others congratulated this, feeling as though they had equal opportunities again. Let's look at the facts though, to see some statistics that off about when affirmative action was in place. Although affirmative action was used to help minorities have fair opportunities, there was still a large gap in equality for minorities. According to the American Association for Access, Equity, and Diversity titled About Affirmative Action, Diversity, and Inclusion, last updated in 2023, they stated that although white men made up only 48% of college-educated workforce, they hold over 90% of the top jobs in news media, 96% of CEO positions, 86% of law firm partnerships, and 85% of tenured college faculty positions. They also stated that nearly 30% of undergraduate students around the nation are considered minorities, and just over 12% are full-time faculty. So, although affirmative action was used to help minorities, there was still inequalities in the workforce and even in schools. These facts help prove the side that affirmative action was being used to create fair playgrounds, even though most of these facts are unseen and cared for when looking at the other side. Affirmative action has been a part of the US for over 50 years now. There could be many arguments made up as to whether affirmative action should be returned, but as of now, it's going to remain out of colleges. Some could argue affirmative action helped minorities, but based on the facts shown, minorities still have a long way to go. Do you believe that affirmative action created fair playing grounds, or do you think education systems were better without it? My name is Dalen Smith, and thank you for listening.